Hello everybody, my name is Yukime Sakura, Queen of the Sakura Kingdom, and welcome to my Scuffed ASMR lesson in Japanese, Part 1. Now as you may already know, Japanese has three different alphabets kind of. They're called syllabaries because the characters form one particular sound. One of the alphabets, kanji, comes from China. We won't be getting into that, but an example of kanji can be seen right here. Otherwise, what we will be going into is Hirgana and Katakana. Katakana is used for foreign words, while Hirgana is used for Japanese words. We will be going over the different sounds of both today, so please stick around. Now, the first set of sounds we will be going through are the vowels. We have ah, which with Romaji would be written as the letter A. Next, we have E, which in Romaji is written as the letter I. Then we have ooh, which in Romaji is written as the letter U. Next, we have E. In Romaji, it is written as the letter E. Then we have the last vowel, O. In Romaji is written as the letter O. These are the simplest syllabaries to remember, as they only have one Roman character for each. After that, we get a little bit more complicated with the K series. We have Ka, or even Ki. Which are both written with the first letter being a K, and then in Romaji, or Roman characters, the letter K, and then a vowel A or I, respectively. We also have other K series characters such as Q, K, or Ko. Again, these are all written in Roman letters starting with a K, and then a vowel U, E, and O, respectively. For most of these syllabary, characters, we have what we call tintin, which soften the character. For example, with ka, if we add a tintin, which looks like this, to the end of it, it softens this harsh K sound to a softer G or G sound. And it can be applied to the whole K series for ga, gi, gu, ge, and go. For the next series, we have the S series. It's sa, shi, su, se, and so. These are softened with tintin to become a softer Z sound. All of them but this one. So for sa, su, se, and so, we have za, zu, ze, and zo. But she, written with an H in the Roman letter, so S, H, and I instead of S, A, S, U, S, E, and S, O, we soften to a J sound, or G. Let me fix my whiteboard a little bit again. For our next series, it gets even a little bit tougher. Well, hold on, we have not gone over the Katakana series yet, have we? It's Katakana for the S series. We have sa, shi, su, se, and so. These right here will get tricky as they look roughly the same as all the other ones, as a couple of other ones, and will be generally more difficult to memorize. But they always make me happy because they remind me of smiley faces. Our next series, the T series, it's the tougher series. We have ta and te and to that matches what we've learned so far. A T and then a vowel. However, we have such difficult characters in this series as chi, which is spelled in Roman letters as C, H, and I. We also have su, which is spelled T, S, and U. Su will be used in words as a tiny little su to mark as a double sound for the next letters, like te. We'll have two T's, and you pause for a longer period of time on te when you see a su. Remember, su is slow. For vowel series, there are a little more special rules for the same kind of methodology for extending a sound. but I'll go over the simple ones. To extend a vowel sound in Japanese, you write an additional vowel next to it for a or ah. The harder rules to remember are that some vowels can only be extended by different vowels. For example, O can only be extended with an oo for O. Or can be extended with E for A. And then you have some mixing sounds, as you would in English, with A and I being like I. You hear a bit of an ah and E at the end, but saying it quickly comes more like an I. Moving on to the next series, the N series. Oh, I did it again, didn't I forgot the T series in Katakana. My apologies. We have ta, chi, su, here's another smiley face, te, and to. Now moving on to the N series, we have na and ni and nu and ne and no. No is kind of easy for me to remember because it reminds me of a circle with a line through it. But with thicker marker, you're not supposed to make a full circle, but the thicker marker kind of merges that together. My apologies. In Katakana, these appear to be like na, ni, which is also easy to remember because in Japanese, the kanji for ni looks the same way as this. Ni means two, when written as kanji. We have nu, we have ne, we have no. Then we move on to the Ha series, which has even more rules to it, unfortunately. We have Ha, He, Fu, spelled with an F and a U instead of an H and a U, He, and Ho. In Katakana, that'd be Ha, He, Fu, He, and Ho. What makes the H series difficult is that they have tin to it to make it softer, just like the K series and the S series. And by the way, the T series of ta and te and to become da with a D, da, de, and do. But the H series have an additional thing. You can make it softer with 10-10 to make it a B series like ba, be, but we also can make it even softer with a maru or circle. Make a P series, pa, pi, pu, pe, and po. Moving on to the M series, we have ma, mi, mu, me, and mo. Katakana, that would look like ma, mi, mu, me, and mo. Apologize. And mo. With Tintin, the N series and the M series do not have Tintin, if I recall correctly. If there is, you rarely see it. Again, welcome to my Scuffed Japanese ASMR lesson. Then we have the Y series with ya, you, and yo, which looks like in Katakana. Ya, you, and yo. Then we have the R series with ra, re, ru, re, and ro, which looks like ra, re, ru, re, and ro. Then we have the wa series. This is simply just wa and o. This does not have a W in front of it, just the letter O. Back in the olden times, it used to have a W in front of it, but now it's just O. It's also a marker for the subject of the object that you're doing actions on in a sentence in Japanese. The subject is marked in Japanese with a wa, but it isn't this wa. Nope, it's not this wa. The subject is marked with a wa, but it looks like ha, like as you see here. But then the object with the action being done on it is marked with an O. Lastly, we have This can be written in Hirgana as an N or an M, but it looks like this. By the way, because I do forget, katakana with the W series is wa, and then there's no katakana really for the katakana series for o, but it can be written as that. That used to be o, but that no longer exists as time has moved on. So those are the characters. For more practice, you can visit my Discord at oops, I apologize. H T P semicolon slash Discord dot G slash capital E G U Y 6 lowercase t capital D. On there, I have a channel for practicing Japanese and other tips for Japanese, as well as channels for practicing French and Spanish, and even English, as we all need a little bit of English help from time to time. Now, to finish things off, I'd like to give you a little quiz. To spell your queen's name, Yukime Sakura, in Hirgana, as you would write it, since the name is Japanese, you would write it with a U. Ki me for Yukime, and then Sakura for Sakura. Yukime Sakura. To make it even more special, you could also write it in Katakana with a U, with a key, and a my apologies, with a U, with a me. I really am scuffed after spending all summer not practicing Japanese, but that's what happens when you don't practice. You need to practice. Try Duolingo. The bird will always get you. But Yukime, and then you have Sa, and you have a Ku, and you have a Ra for Sakura. Yukime Sakura. And that marks the end of my Scuffed Japanese lesson. I hope to see you soon with another episode if you enjoyed what you watched. And bye bye for now.